Before listening to this recording, please make sure that you're either sitting down or lying down in a comfortable position and that you're ready to relax and let go completely and totally. If you need a second to get comfortable, pause the recording and do so now. Now that you're nice and comfortable, let's begin the hypnosis. Because I can tell that you're very, very eager to become deeply hypnotized. When you're deeply hypnotized, all your cares and worries can feel so small that they just seem to vanish, drifting away. And to help you go deeper and deeper down, I want you to imagine in front of you a pretty crystal pendant spinning and sparkling, making your mind pretty and sparkly, making everything seem so far away and so small, because with each breath in, you feel your relaxation growing deeper and deeper, and with each breath out, any and all stress and tension in your mind and body just seems to shrink down. Maybe those eyelids are already starting to feel so very heavy. Maybe your gaze is becoming soft and unfocused. Perhaps the crystal pendant is starting to look bigger and bigger as it consumes more of your field of vision, as it becomes the most important thing you could possibly be looking at. And even though each and every blink of your eyes makes you want to close those eyes, makes you want to sleep deeply, you struggle as much as you can, for as long as you can, to open those eyelids. Those eyelids feel as if they're made out of lead, feeling so heavy, so drowsy, letting all your cares and worries shrink down, letting the pretty crystal become larger and larger in your field of vision. Your mind becoming pretty and sparkly as all your thoughts drift off into La La Land, feeling so blissful and so euphoric as you go deeper and deeper into these good feelings, because being deeply hypnotized is always fun, because being deeply hypnotized is always pleasurable and enjoyable. And eventually, you may find that you reach a point where you're not even sure if those eyes are open or closed. Even if you try with all your might, they just barely flutter open until going back down, 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 down. And it's okay to let this happen. It's okay to let your mind sleep. It's okay to let your body sleep. It's okay to drop deep down deep. Drop, drop, drop. Because no matter what, even if your eyes are open, even if your eyes are closed, the pretty crystal is there, deep in your subconscious mind, making your mind pretty and sparkly as you go deep down deep, deep into sleep. Because anything is possible when you're hypnotized. Reality is your perception, and right now you're having a bit of fun letting me influence your perception, because it just feels so good to let all your stress and tension shrink down, down, down into nothingness. No cares, no worries, no thoughts. Just following along, going with the flow, because doing as I say feels so good. And it's not just your cares and worries that are shrinking away, down, down, down. It also feels as if your mind is shrinking. It also feels as if your body is shrinking. The crystal getting so big. My voice feeling so much larger than before. Feeling yourself shrinking down, down, down. 10. Knowing that hypnosis is just like a dream. 9. Everything is possible in a dream. 8. Everything is possible in hypnosis. 7. And you are deeply hypnotized. 6. Shrinking down, down, down. 5. Half the size of what you were and shrinking even faster now. 4. Enjoying this sensation. 3. Because hypnosis is fun. 2. Deeper and deeper as you grow smaller and smaller. And 1. Deep, mindless sleep. That's right. Safe and sound. Just floating in a dream. A safe, wonderful dream. And you know that you're safe. Because if at any point you don't like this dream, you can wake up easily and effortlessly. Because it's just a dream. Just a dream. Just a dream. But since it's just a dream, you can have a lot of fun exploring it deeper and deeper. 5. Go down deeper. 4. Shrink down a bit more. 3. Your mind is pretty and sparkly. 2. Just relaxed and going along for the ride. And 1. Deep, mindless sleep. Feeling so small and so safe. Knowing that it would be so simple for me to pick you up in the palm of my hand, picking you up, holding you up, cradling you gently as you shrink down, down, down. 3. In the palm of my hand. 2. Shrinking down even more. And 1. Deep, mindless sleep. That's it. Safe and sound. Deeply hypnotized. All your cares and worries have shrunk away into nothing. Nothing at all. You're just so happy to be here, safe and sound, in my care. Safe and sound, with a pretty, sparkly mind. But your mind can be even prettier and even more sparkly, because the crystal pendant I was holding has a little secret. The inside is actually hollow. The inside can actually fit you very easily. I unscrew the top of the crystal pendant, and inside it, carved into the crystal, is a comfortable place for you to sit. I pick you up gently between my thumb and index finger and place you inside the crystal pendant on that little seat carved inside the crystal pendant, feeling so pretty and sparkly. On the seat, there are little safety devices to strap you in. I reach in with a pair of tweezers and strap in both your ankles nice and snug, and then one wrist, and then the other. Good. Give me a little wiggle. Prove to yourself that you're safely strapped in, and then relax, because you're so happy to have a pretty, sparkly mind. As I reattach the top of the crystal pendant, it's important that you're strapped in, because if I was to twirl the pendant one way or the other, you might fall out of your seat if you weren't strapped in. But don't you fret. You're safe, strapped in, nice and comfortable. And in fact, it's kind of fun, twirling one way and then the other. it just feels impossible to think when your mind is so small, when your mind is so pretty and sparkly. You feel so beautiful and so useful, feeling invaluable to me. And now noticing how I'm walking up to someone else, maybe someone you recognize, maybe someone you don't, but you're being held up in front of their face. You, inside the pretty crystal pendant, as the world starts to twirl, one way and then the other. In between each little twirl, you catch a glimpse of the other person, seeing how happy they look as they're being deeply hypnotized. Maybe they're seeing you and how happy you are when you're deeply hypnotized, and you're giving them the confidence to go deep down deep. And when you see them go deep, you feel yourself go 10 times deeper and feel 10 times better as you let go to bliss and euphoria. Twirling one way and then the other, you just have a pretty and sparkly mind. You're just my crystal pendant, so helpful and so useful, so happy that you're helping others go deeper and deeper by showing them why it's so good to have a pretty, sparkling mind. Why it's so good to let all those cares and worries shrink away into nothingness. Why it's so good to let all resistance shrink away into nothingness, feeling better and better as you go deeper and deeper, doing as you're told, and enjoying it so much because you're so useful and so helpful, like a pretty crystal pendant, finding yourself more helpful every single day in every single way, not only to me, but to yourself. Let go. Relax and drift. It's not useful to be stressed out. It's much more helpful to let go and be deeply hypnotized. If you're ever feeling stressed or overwhelmed, you know that being in a deep, deep trance is good for you. Let those cares and worries shrink away into nothingness. You have to accept it because you're seeing this other person feeling so good as they're deeply hypnotized, no longer able to stand, just sitting down, slumping over, their eyes barely open, their jaw slack. They might even be drooling ever so slightly, completely zonked out, drifting in La La Land with a happy and pretty mind, and seeing them deeply hypnotized makes you feel so good because you know that they're relaxing. That's right. Hypnosis is good. Hypnosis is important. Always feeling very comfortable and safe being hypnotized. Always feeling happy and comfortable making space for others to be hypnotized. Because being in a very, very deep trance is good for you. That's right. Hypnosis is good for you. Hypnosis is important. Accepting this deep down deep sends a wave of euphoria and bliss throughout your mind and body. Finding that crystal pendants can be so incredibly effective on you because you just want to have a pretty and sparkly mind. It's almost as if part of your mind never leaves the crystal. It's almost as if part of you is always here, ready to go deeper, twice as deep, twice as fast, every single next time you're deeply hypnotized, because deep, deep hypnosis feels so good. Accepting that. That's right. Just a single spin of the crystal is enough to remind you of how there's always part of you strapped in and ready to go, strapped in and eager to have a pretty, sparkly mind, strapped in and so happy to instantly and effortlessly float off into La La Land. And as you twirl one way and then the other, you look at the person being deeply hypnotized by the person being deeply hypnotized by the crystal pendant, deeply hypnotized by you, deeply hypnotized by me. Does it even matter? Because all that's important is deep, deep hypnosis and deep, deep sleep. As you hear that command to sleep, you see this person fully letting go, slumping over, closing their eyes, and feeling so good. And when you see them feel so good, you just can't help but want to sleep deeply also. That's right, sleep deeply. Because when you see someone else being deeply hypnotized, and when you're in a safe and appropriate place to do so, you can just let your mind become pretty and sparkly too. You can just let yourself sleep deeply. It's that simple, because deep down deep, you know that hypnosis is good for you. And you know deep down deep, you'll only be hypnotized in ways that are safe and appropriate. Feeling better and better as you go deeper and deeper. That's right. Deep, deep hypnosis. Deep, deep bliss. accepting this as your truth and reality as you drift and float. Because in a few moments, I'm going to be counting from 1 to 5, and when I reach 5, you'll wake up from this wonderful dream, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, awake and alert, knowing deep down deep that hypnosis is good for you, knowing deep down deep it's so easy for you to have a pretty, sparkly mind. 1, slowly feeling yourself rising out of trance. 2, remembering all the fun details of this little dream. 3, more and more becoming aware of your surroundings. 4, almost there. And 5, wake up and open those eyes, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, awake and alert. Thank you so much for listening to this hypnosis recording. If you're interested in getting notifications whenever I release a new video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, because it really seems nowadays you have to do all those things in order for YouTube to make sure that you actually get notified when I release a video. But that's neither here nor there. Oh yes, and there's this new thing called Hype, where if you really enjoyed this recording and you want to make sure that lots of people get the chance to have a pretty, sparkly mind, you can hype this video. Do that if this feature is available to you. And finally, if you're really interested in all the hypnosis recordings I have to offer, including some stuff too intense for YouTube, please be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link in the video description. Thanks again for listening. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.